Welcome to the Talkchat podcast. The segment is the political oracle, a boiling pot of strategy, analysis, and bold predictions. Today, I want to go back to what I promised you last time in our last video. I talked about the cost of contesting elections in this country, and I said, today I'm going to offer to you some of the strategies that you can use to reduce the cost of campaigns in your respective positions that you plan to contest. But before I do that, as usual, I want to repeat our political benediction. And as we always say, no one investigates your loss in an election, but we will investigate your victory. We will challenge your win in court, petition against it, and even demand transparency. And that is where we talk about opening servers. This is Kenya, and election is an expensive affair. Number two, gold will not always get you good soldiers, but good soldiers can get you gold. That was Niccolo Machiavelli. And I want to paraphrase that by saying, money will not always get you good followers, but good followers will always get you money. What am I saying? We are talking about best ways to fund your political campaigns. Last time, if you remember, we talked about a presidential campaigns that costs up to 10 billion Kenya shillings. And down here we have the MCA campaigns that cost between 3 to 5 million. Where do these people get all this money? That is the question. And is it possible for one to dedicate 10 billion shillings without the support of institutions and also individuals? And I want to say it is not possible in most cases. So what are these ways that you can use to mitigate this particular cost? Number one, you can fundraise from friends and supporters. Yes, if you remember very well, Barack Obama of the United States, he actually raised a lot of money from the people who supported him. In fact, it is said that up to 80% of his first campaign funding came from the people when he was contesting to be the president of the United States. So if you are able to have friends and also supporters who can fund part of your campaign, it is one of the best strategies that you can use. Number two is you can use volunteers who can carry out some of the operations. Of course, part of the cost of campaigns in an election is or goes to the operations. It goes to promotions. It goes to strategy and other operational costs. If you can get volunteers who can carry out these operations without charging you, it is a way of mitigating against the cost of an election. Number three, personal savings. Yes, there are people who have already started saving now so that in 2027, they can have some money to help them run their campaigns. If you are a disciplined person and you have some savings that you can use to fund your campaigns, it is another good way of mitigating against the cost. Remember, I'm talking about savings. Or, of course, there are those who can use some investment. They can create a portfolio as early as now that can generate money, and that money can be used to fund your campaign. And when I talk about portfolio, I'm saying this will be the best approach, the best way you can use as a politician to fund your election. If you can establish a portfolio that can be generating money that you can use for your campaign, while your initial money, what we call the principal amount, is still intact, it can be a good way to fund your campaigns. Number 4 is transparent sponsorships. Remember, I'm saying transparent because there are sponsors that you are likely to have who are not going to be transparent, and later they can lead you into problems. So when you are looking also for sponsorships, and when you are accepting sponsorships either from business people or from other politicians or from interested parties, be very careful so that you get transparent sponsorships, and even non-governmental organizations, whether within the country or outside the country. Make sure you have transparent sponsors who can sponsor your election campaigns, and that will be another way. The last one, number 5, is actually public funding. In Kenya, I don't know whether many politicians and even citizens are aware of this, but there is what we call political parties fund. As you look for your political party to affiliate with, you can also join a party that has the financial muscle to fund your campaigns. So public funding means this is a political parties fund, which is actually comes from the state, and it is supposed to be used to fund some aspirants within political parties who meet a certain criteria. So those are the 5 ways to fund your political campaigns that you can use to mitigate against the cost of your political campaigns. There could be more, but these are the main ones. And if you know there are some which I have not mentioned, you can always add them in the comments. If you want this program to continue, I beseech you to go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and share this video as widely as possible. Thank you.